Ladies and lads, we just got the final update of Fortnite Underground. And while it didn't make any major changes to the Battle Royale part of this game, there is a new questline involving Agent Jonesy going to help Peely out of danger. We did get major changes to the rest of the game modes, including LEGO Fortnite and Rocket Racing, and we even have a couple leaks for the next season of Fortnite Chapter 5. We're going to get into all of that in this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new here, and of course, comment down below how you felt about this season of Fortnite, because we are on the verge of significant changes. Now, looking at the new questline, which they're calling Takedown, there are 8 objectives if you complete them all, which involve defeating 4 of the bosses. Notice that you don't have to defeat Peter Griffin here. Maybe that has something to do with him being licensed. By completing all 8 of these, you'll get a special loading screen, which I'll put up right now so you can get a better look at it. Jonesy and Peely's friendship has been going strong since Chapter 1. It's probably the longest lasting storyline in this damn game. I should also mention you got about 4 days left to complete your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle quests, and sometime between this video and then you're gonna have to hop on because these quests have been time gated to keep you coming back the entire length of this event. And even a friendly reminder to play the festival mode because there is an instrument related to this crossover as well. I should also mention that there's been a leak of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles emote as well, which will probably come out sometime between now and the end of this event. Honestly, it kind of stinks that this emote doesn't use a classical music track from the series, because honestly this track is kind of dumb, kind of childish. These lyrics are some of the silliest things you've ever heard if you actually listen to them. But that's pretty much it for the Battle Royale changes for the rest of this season. But if we're looking towards the future, we actually got a couple leaks related to Season 2, including some sort of wallpaper with some wolf heads. By all accounts, this season is going to be a Greek-themed season. And so as we see here on the wallpaper, we have 2 wolves with 1 wolf in the middle, probably being the main character of this coming season. And we do actually have a look at what might be the first skin. Some people were thinking this could be an NPC boss, but now some people are thinking this will actually be the first tier of the battle pass, since it looks like it has an upgradable style. We also have a leak for some sort of map change that's coming soon, and this might be a landmark on the map or possibly replace one of the current POIs. And I found it pretty interesting that some people pointed out that the way that arm looks kind of matches the prisoner's arm way back from Season 9 of Chapter 1, but I'd honestly be surprised if anything came of that. It also seems like we'll get some sort of end of season event, maybe a mini event, as the files involving this mention tempests, tornadoes, vortexes, and lava. Now, I played a pretty interesting creative map not that long ago, which was essentially a natural disaster simulator. And Fortnite has had various natural disaster type mechanics, such as the floor is lava, or the Chrome Tornado from Chapter 3, so I'm very interested to see what comes of this. We also have our first look at the starter packs for next season. First, looking at the starter pack for the Battle Royale version. This is the one that gives you 600 V-Bucks, and everything is coming with its own LEGO style now, which I think is fantastic. And the Save the World starter pack is actually very interesting. Dr. Vinderbot. If you know anything about the lore of Fortnite at all, Vinder Tech is the cornerstone of this universe. All technology comes from Vinder Tech. The storm controls come from Vinder Tech. The storm itself may even come from Vinder Tech. So low-key, this might be one of the most lore-important skins in the game. We also got another LEGO Fortnite starter pack coming out. Prior, we had Trailblazer Tie, and I believe this will probably be free in the shop, similar to this one, and you'll have to earn it through quests. We have the Bright Agent, which has actually been leaked for a while. And I think the real evidence for this being a free starter pack is that it's the uncommon rarity. This is a very, very cheap bundle, but all the same, it's always nice to get free skins from Epic Games. And since we're on the topic of LEGO Fortnite, let's talk about all the major improvements they just made to this game mode. Now, I could just read the patch notes off to you, but I think it'd be more fun if I dropped into LEGO Fortnite and showed you these changes firsthand. Now, the biggest change is the addition of a fishing rod. And to get this fishing rod, you're going to want to go and add some cord. Just into your inventory, it should unlock the recipe, but that's only for the basic. You're going to actually want to add rod to your inventory to unlock the other versions. See how when I do flex wood, I get the 3rd tier. Now, as you can see, crafting it at level 3 is a little bit expensive, but using a higher rarity fishing rod gives you a better chance of getting better fish, and there are 10 plus fish that you can get using this thing. They also added a hunting dagger, which does more damage if you manage to sneak up behind your enemy, and I'm not sure how effective it is, but we're going to go ahead and try it out as well. Now, let's head on over to the water and get some fishing done. Now, as you can see, these fishing spots are pretty similar to the Battle Royale versions. I had to build myself a little dock to get out here. Oh, and I think it's a little bit more high skill than the Battle Royale fishing, though. Hold up. Let's get another bite. Gotta hold it. Yes. Look at that. We got a flopper. And we unlocked a couple recipes as well. Fish fillet and a wave break charm. I was gonna wait to get to that later in the video, but there are a couple of new charms in the game. We'll check them out at the workbench after we fish a little more. Ah, and we can toss it back, too. Look at that. If you get a little small fry or something. Oh, look at that. I found something different. Is that a jellyfish? No, blue slurp fish, which we can use to make slurp juice. And we actually tapped out that fishing hole. Okay. Now, before we head back, I want to test this dagger real quick. And unfortunately, poor little sheep, you are my test subject. 4 damage from behind. Compared to 3 from the front? Is that really even worth it? Considering that my crossbow does 7. I don't think people are really going to be using this dagger. I probably wouldn't recommend you using it. I don't really see the benefit over a sword right now. In order to make these fish fillets, we're going to need a food processor. And that means first, we're going to have to use a lumber mill in some fashion just to unlock the recipe. And see right there, we got our food processor. And wow, this food processor is actually quite sizable. I wanted to put in my kitchen. Do I really have any room here? It's kind of going to be in the way. I'm going to move it over to the next room. And all we do is put some fish inside of it. Does it make 2 per? Oh, it does. It makes 2 per. And then with the fish fillet, we get more recipes to make some sushi. Wow, but I just got a bait bucket. Now, oddly, you actually make the bait bucket at the food processor. So you just turn those fillets right around and make some bait buckets. And I think because they can stack, they're going to have limited uses. Wow, and there's even higher rarities of them. That's zany. So I guess it'll make your fishing holes better, and with a better rod, you'll have more time to fish from the same hole. I do find it odd that the other bait buckets come from the juicer, and they don't necessarily require the fish. You get the bait bucket first, and then you put more things into it. The top tier appears to be slap juice and spicy burger. Pretty high demand. Maybe we'll do a clickbait video on that in the future, but for now, let's just enjoy that sushi. Nom 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 nom. And looking back at the crafting bench at the charm we unlocked, it is the wave break charm, which actually accelerates your swimming speed, which is huge because your swimming speed is entirely dependent on your stamina. You cannot get very far in the water as it was before, so I'm very interested to see how this works out. Maybe this is a hint at them adding island biomes in the future? Who knows? But there is one more charm we're going to have to refer to the patch notes for, and that is actually the reflection charm, which may end up being one of the most important charms in this game since it deals some of the damage you take back at the attacker when you get hit. This is going to make the fights against the much tougher opponents like the behemoths or those little rolling bugs much easier. Now, there's actually a list of all the fish available in LEGO Fortnite, and there are 15 of them with a legendary variation of each one. And they do say that they're going to give us a way to display them in the future, so if you catch the legendary ones, don't turn them into food quite yet. And one last thing I want to talk about before we get into the changes to the other game modes is the addition of sand and glass. Now, you're going to have to go to the desert biome and take a shovel with you, and you're going to need a metal smelter, which means you're going to need a max level village. But once you attain glass, you'll be able to make a spyglass, which obviously will let you look very far into the distance. One of the coolest things they've put into the game, but not only that, a compass. And this is huge because previously you were having to constantly refer to your map to maintain your direction. Now you'll have a sense of where you're actually going, and it's going to make traveling much easier in LEGO Fortnite. Now, if you'd like to see me do some challenge videos on LEGO Fortnite in the future, particularly catching every legendary fish, be sure to comment down below and let me know. But there's one more thing I should mention about LEGO Fortnite, and it's that you're going to be able to publish your own LEGO Fortnite maps very soon. And there's some people that have been doing very insane custom builds in this game. There's not a lot of mechanics yet, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out within the content sharing community, but I have a lot of faith that LEGO Fortnite is going to become much more complex as time goes on. I think this game is primed to replace Minecraft eventually. It just needs much more updates than it has now. Now, when it comes to rocket racing, they've added a new mode called SPEEDRUN, which is exactly as it sounds. The whole point is to get the fastest time you can on each track, and you can actually race against your own ghosts in this. Collision will be entirely disabled as The whole focus of this game mode is just fastest lap time. And truthfully, I don't think this was the real reason that this game mode isn't popping off. People will complain about player collisions, but I think the truth of this mode is that it's too much about the racing. Rocket Racing had the presence of mind to steal the drifting mechanic from Mario Kart, but unfortunately it hasn't stolen the item system where you and other players are actually in battle with each other while you're racing. As it stands, it doesn't feel like you have enough influence over other people's performance, which I guess leads it to be a more competitive game mode, but also means it's less of a party style game mode, which is what Fortnite really is all about. Switching over to the actual game, we can see that there is a skin that's available for reaching gold in Rocket Racing, and even me as a content creator, I still have not reached gold. I'm gonna have to grind this out. But if you actually switch to the Rocket Racing mode and then look at your quests, you'll see that there's a lot more here. And we can see the speedrun kickoffs. You get a bunch of different trails for completing runs, up to 200 run completions. My god. We also have some ranked XP here. If you're really struggling for XP to complete your battle pass, Rocket Racing might actually be the best option, but at the very least, don't leave this skin on the table. This skin is a limited time, and it'll disappear in about a month, right around the time that these speedrun challenges finish as well, so you'll have a bit of time to clean this up into next season. But the singular biggest change in today's update is the introduction of the next Fortnite Festival Battle Pass, which actually features of all people, Lady Gaga. I guess she does match the caliber of musical icons that have been in this game before, considering, you know, Ariana Grande and of course The Weeknd, who was the first Fortnite Festival Pass. There are a couple things of interest, you know, limited time songs and whatever, if you actually purchase the premium upgrade, which costs 1,800 V-Bucks by the way. These musical rights are way more expensive than usual. Kinda hoping that they reach the equilibrium there. This is all in the hands of the record companies, honestly. Epic Games may be big, but they're not music industry big. I think Festival Mode has really been the sleeper hit of this Fortnite metaverse thing that they've got going on. And pretty soon we're gonna have instrument peripherals that'll be able to be played with Fortnite. So I expect the Festival Mode to really pop off, really become a big thing over the next couple years. So getting in early on these battle passes, if you're a completionist, if you like to show off, I think Festival Mode is in a very similar place to early Fortnite, where if you get those first couple battle passes, you'll look really cool here in a year and a half. But I mean, take that with a grain of salt because it does cost more money. Of course, if you do buy any of this stuff, be sure to use code Sourheart in the item shop before you do. It will all support this channel. But that's really it for this update, and since there's no major changes to Battle Royale, I recommend you check out this video next to me, because I got a lot of tip videos that I put up recently that'll help you get those Victory Royales as easy as possible. Be sure to comment down below what you thought of this season of Fortnite, what you're hoping for in the next season of Fortnite, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.